church. We've got Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. And they never said anything about church. Everything they talked about was kingdom. They never said anything about church. And so when Jesus uses the word church, church is the English translation of the word that he used. He used the word ecclesia. Upon this rock I shall build my ecclesia. That we translate it to church. Ecclesia does not mean church per se. It is the called out ones. Now you know and I know that everybody in church ain't called out. Y'all sit down, let me teach now. None of the historical books ever used the word church. The prophets never used the word church. And even when Jesus used it, he was not speaking as we have reckoned him to be speaking. I will build my church, my ecclesia. Ecclesia was not a religious organization. It was not even a religious term. Ecclesia was a political term. It was a kingdom term. He had looked at what Caesar had. Caesar had an ecclesia. And Jesus said, I need an ecclesia like Caesar's got. It literally means called out ones, and was used by the Greeks to refer to the called out ones of a political organization. Y'all looking at me like I'm lost. The Roman emperor would handpick a called out certain people to receive his thoughts. That's what the Roman emperor was doing. He would call out a certain people to transfer his thoughts, his desires, his plans, and his passions. He would impart his thoughts and his passion into the minds of his ecclesia. It was the job of that political ecclesia to take the mind of their emperor and turn it into legislation that could be implemented into the kingdom. They would sit at the emperor's feet and listen to his thoughts. And as he poured his thoughts into his ecclesia, they went forth to implement his thoughts in the kingdom. They sit there. And as the emperor would say, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, they would write legislation to impose and implement the thoughts of the emperor. That was a job of the ecclesia. So Jesus was merely adopting a political or kingdom concept and exposing to Peter how his cabinet would be set up. He was saying to Peter, upon this rock I will build my government. He was not saying upon this rock I shall build my liturgy. He was not saying upon this rock I will build my Hammond organs. He was not saying upon this rock I shall build my pianos and my preachers and my deacons and my ushers. He was saying I'll build my government. This is not what he was building. I know that I'm messing with y'all's mind. He was building his cabinet, his administration that would carry out his wishes, his intent, and his desires. And in order for us to truly embrace the kingdom, we must let go of our church mindsets and establish a kingdom government where God rules and we carry out his mindset. mindset of church is a religious mindset. Jesus never came to develop a religion. In fact, he opposed religion. He criticized the scribes and the Pharisees because they had religion. And church has been one to permeate. We've been one to advocate. We've been one to promote religion. In our ecclesiastical concepts, we have boasted our church membership to be to the abandonment of kingdom cabinet members. We've got church members, but no cabinet members. They mad at me already. Church has well preoccupied us, waiting for us to find kingdom. Church is kind of like a pacifier for the immature until they come off the bottle and can digest milk of the kingdom. Church is the interim until people can digest kingdom thoughts and kingdom plans and kingdom concepts. There's a whole nother set of rules and laws that apply to kingdom that don't apply to us in the church world. Church is what Christians do until they get kingdom revelation. Our ecclesiology prepares us for our eschatology. Our ecclesiology, that's our church. It prepares us for our eschatology. That's why people in church are still looking for the end of time. But kingdom is not so concerned about the end of time, because as far as we are concerned in the kingdom, if the end of time never comes, we are still already in the kingdom of God. Yeah. Church focuses on the heavenly, while kingdom focuses on earth. When you're in the kingdom, you ain't looking to go so fastly to heaven. You looking for heaven to come down to earth. On earth as it is in heaven. I gotta die to get to heaven, but I can live on earth like heaven has already come down to me. I don't have no help tonight. Embracing. See, when we say embracing the next dimension, it's not just changing the way we do church and to do church songs and liturgy, but it's changing the way we do earth takeover. And until church transitions from just a Sunday morning gathering and be an earthly takeover, what I'm trying to tell y'all, we are assigned and appointed and commissioned to come into the earth and take over the earth, because we are the cabinet members of God's kingdom. We don't have to take a back seat to the things of the world, because we are the cabinet members of God's kingdom. I know. I just made some church folk angry, because when we adjust churchy and all we know is church, when you start talking kingdom, it's like I have criticized church. I'm not being critical of church. I'm just trying to tell you that when you embrace the next dimension, you move beyond just the liturgy and the patterns and the system of church, and you go into a whole nother dimension and you grab the things of God. Slap somebody upside the head and tell them, I come to take over. Let me tell you one real powerful revelation that God gave me. He said, Jerry, y'all keep trying to preach some kingdom stuff to church folk. And until church folk change their mind, they will never adopt kingdom principles. He said, even the simple thing of tithing, it is not a church concept. It's a kingdom concept. You keep trying to make church folk tithe. Church folk won't never tithe until their mindset changes.